Welcome to the 803rd Interstellar Song Contest!
Juno is someone I've known for years. I've read her novels. I think she's a great talent. We've kind of been circling around each other for a long time.
One morning, I woke up and I had an email in my inbox saying, "Dear Juno, would you like to write an episode of Doctor Who?" And I've never replied so fast.
Juno is one of the biggest Doctor Who fans I think I've ever met. Her script seems to have all that pent-up ambition and love for Doctor Who.
Really amazing, really fizzing with lots of stuff. All wrapped up in a big glittery song contest.
Teeth.
I'm so excited. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I've been the biggest Doctor Who fan since I can remember. So to actually be here, it's pretty much a dream come true, babe.
Now let me hear some noise!
It's a good reminder of the little kid inside of us. It's like, oh yes, you know, we're doing this. This is so fun.
This is one of my favourite briefs. My brief to Juno Dawson was the Eurovision Song Contest meets Die Hard.
At arms. Nobody move, this gallery is mine.
He'd had sort of an idea bubbling away in his head for a while. And then I think what he does is he kind of pairs ideas to writers that he thinks will be able to sort of take on that brief. And this is the dream brief. So he was spot on. He knows me really well. Me kind of starting my career in television, you know, I'm like just sort of soaking up as much wisdom as I can get. You know, initially from bringing my experience of Eurovision and mixing it with Die Hard. And you sort of think, well, if this is it, if this is my one chance to write Doctor Who, you know, there's so much I want to include.
She's injected like her sense of humor into it. The whole Eurovision thing, it's just so fabulous. And I feel like when I met her, it all kind of made sense. I love her, she's great.
I think it's a marvellously mad episode. We all expect like the songs and the extravaganza and the fun, but actually we took it very seriously and then unexpectedly goes into very dark territory with the Hellions and the history of Hellia.
My planet was invaded for honey flavoring. They took the seeds and burnt the fields so we could never grow back.
So it's turned out to be a lot more complex and a lot darker and also a lot more fun than we ever imagined. It's actually one of my favourite episodes of all. It's the one episode when I've got a bit of time off and I should relax and I think, oh, I just watched that episode and I put that one on. I love it.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, you came back from the dead.
Sums up my career.
When I first read the script, I thought it was gonna be so much fun, and it was. Even just like on a normal day when you come out of the trailer to go into hair and makeup or something and you see just a team of aliens walking by, just don't know, these like really eccentric costumes.
All the prosthetics, they're great actually. They're very light. It takes 3 hours to put all this on, an hour and a half to take it off. Yeah.
And you look amazing.
We both look amazing.
Yeah.
So we went back through a bit of our back catalogue and found things that we could adapt and modify. And then we sculpted some specific for that scene. We were looking for lots of new, interesting kind of painting patterns. We had a couple of artists do some concepts and there was stuff I was looking at going, that's nuts, I'd never do that. Brilliant, we'll have it. You get the thing between masks and prosthetics. Prosthetics take time, you've got to glue it on, blend it in. There's all that kind of work, and it usually takes several hours in the morning to get someone ready. A mask, you can mostly just pull on, take off, pull on, take off. And a mask you can use lots of days. A prosthetic, you do a new one every day. Economically, masks are great, but they limit a little bit in what you can do. We had a mixture of prosthetics and masks so that you never just felt you were looking at a bunch of masks, but also there was stuff that was a lot bigger and brighter and more extreme than you can get with a prosthetic.
This whole shoot has been a bit crazy, you know, looking at myself is already a shock every time. So, you know, this is part of this crazy industry we're in, you know, every day is very different, but here it's like next level, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, everybody is like really like smiling at me, doing little signs. Sometimes I hear a, you know, like meow. I'm like, well, oh yes, I'm a cat. Yeah, that's why they do that. You know, having a real crowd here, they're very brave. You know, they have masks and stuff all day long, and you know, I could feel they're very excited to be working on the project as well. I think it helps the imagination. It's really good.
There's a couple of pigs that make me laugh, and they remind me of the pig from the episode where the slitheen land on Downing Street and then the pig starts running around and they actually look like that pig. So I'm getting like major flashback vibes to Doctor Who, but there's some amazing outfits.
It's designed to be one of the biggest visuals we've ever done. I literally came to our production team and said I wanted to be the Interstellar Song Contest with thousands of people. I don't think there's any monsters that we've seen in Doctor Who before, but that's what it's like on this western arm of the galaxy spiral. All new creatures. A lot of them have got names. You could write in and give us names.
Best extras ever!
You really should stop, babes. Or what? Or you'll regret it. Because I have met so many versions of you, kid, and revenge is just an excuse. Because your cold, filthy heart just likes to kill.
You always want to push the Doctor further. You always want to give Ncuti stuff to do that he hasn't done before. You always want to stretch the material. And we've seen Ncuti be angry and do that kind of stuff, but I said, right, you've done angry, let's go even angrier.
How many people did you want to kill? 3 trillion? How about we try this 3 trillion times?
You know, when I was like the first draft, I was like, I wonder how far I can go with this. You know, and I wonder how damaged or dangerous I can make the Doctor. And what was wonderful, I remember the first meeting when we talked about the first draft, Russell was like, go further.
A hologram can hurt.
That old ancient general that's trapped inside him becomes like an executioner. He's going too far. The point of it is, he's been frozen. He's going very close to death, and that would have been like an eternal death frozen. He could have regenerated 100 times out there in space. He would just died in the end. So it's very close to death. He has visions of his granddaughter.
Go back. Grandfather, go back.
So he comes back to life with a real vengeance, which is very undoctor-like.
So he comes to face with his own mortality, which does a funny thing to him, sends him to a really dark place. And that compassion that he has for all lives is not there when he meets Kid.
And it's kind of one of those moments where the Doctor needs the companion, he needs Belinda, he needs Belinda to walk through that door, to normalise him, to bring him back, to get that balance back. But as the Doctor says, that chip of ice is still in his heart, and I like that. It just gives you a Doctor that's capable of anything.
Believe me, that ice that you put in my heart, I think it's still there. I think it'll be there forever now. So you take care.
I saw you cross the astral ports. My sensibilities went for naught.
When we heard her sing the Goblin song, and she was so committed and had so much fun doing it.
Maybe we can feast. We can die in 3 days at least.
Russ was like, we need to use her again. So when Liz Lizardine came into existence, it was a very, very easy decision for us to actually get her on screen this time.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much.
No, so good
You're having
to
fun.
see
We're
it.
looking after you well.
Yeah, song's fabulous as well.
You're actually in the show
A big
now.
moment.
And you can be in the show again because
Yeah.
we
Well, no
wouldn't
one knows
you.
me.
I could walk past you
Exactly.
outside now.
Yeah.
What a laugh. And you've got to keep a secret for ages now.
I know.
Oh, my God. You're getting the
me.
full Doctor Who treatment, aren't you?
I was like, on day one, just throw me straight in. I was like, whatever you want to do,
Come
just
on.
do it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Love you, but my heart says no. It beats a rhythm, will go slow.
It's definitely been one of the best experiences I've ever had in my career. Doing something like this is completely unique to the kind of work that I do, and so being able to experience that was probably like a once in a lifetime opportunity, really.
No, said my heart, don't you dare. I love you, baby, it isn't fair.
Let battle begin.
We've bigenerated, evidently.
I play the role of the Rani, and my name is Archie Punjabi.
Our name is the Rani. Although she's become a Rani, I'm the Rani. The definite article, so to speak.
Bigeneration is a very bizarre thing, but it was quite a fun experience.
Look at the cross, and then you pull and out and take your eye line there.
And action.
Sorry.
It's a really complicated effect to have someone move out of somebody else. But thankfully, we just had to look at the special where Ncuti bigenerated out of David Tennant. We're able to kind of stand on the shoulders of the people who've done it before. We were even able to use the steel hip support that the actor gets strapped into, so they lean, but in a way that preserves their lower body position. So it's really important for Bigeneration that you don't diverge too much from the sort of hero hip point. And so we use the same rig that Shooty and David had used.
Oh, must we? How inelegant. Ever so sorry, ma'am.
It was amazing because having seen the one with David and Shooty, you think, wow, I'm actually going to do that. Of course, it's incredibly technical once you get there, and mostly you're kind of moving a little bit here, a little bit there.
We've got markers down for you. We're going to start at Archie's end, and it's the must we, how inelegant. So what we're going to do after action is the hand up like that. You notice her, must we, how inelegant, and then roll your shoulder out as if you're about to pop.
So it gives the illusion that we're joint at the hip, and within a couple of seconds we just kind of pop, so we separate and jump out and look at each other. It's a very strange experience, but a fun one.
Well, everybody was saying this is going to be fantastic, this double act, and you always think, don't say that, because if it doesn't work, then you feel so upset and disappointed and we'll have let you down. For the minute she walked onto the set, I fell in love with her, really. And I have such respect and admiration for her work. Watching her work has been awesome. She's a real, true talent and a delightful woman to be around. I'm very happy to say we have bonded literally at the hip.
I mean, yes, she's a time lady. Yes, she is the Rani. And yes, she's Bigenerated. And now she's Mrs. Flood and Archie Panjabi as the Rani. Which actually is a very old Doctor Who villain who's never been brought back since the show came back in 2005. She's kind of been waiting in the wings, and the time has come, really.
As for the Doctor, I will bring him absolute terror.
That's what I said.
Shut up. Yes, ma'am.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official YouTube channel.